Dear diarrhea, diarrhea full of shit. Just play along with myself and I, no one else. Yeah, yo, I'm so legit. um, look at all the stuff I got on the thing there, the YouTube. That's how I was gonna go about contacting Fucko. Is I was gonna use like some cartoon shit, you know. But that would still be inappropriate. That would still be, unwanted, sexual advances or anything. And you don't want to fuck around with that shit. You know what I mean? So, you make me so fucking horny, Fucko. You dumb moron. It'd be a shame to waste that. Like I said, there's a hospital, like a bona fide hospital, not just a medical center, but Flight for Life, ambulance service, all that. It'd probably take 15 minutes to drive down there on the interstate. It's right off the interstate. You might have to, get a job somewhere else and transfer, who knows how those things work, and you'll be the greenhorn, so you'll get the shit shift, the weekend only work. See, I know the lingo. Because you had said one time, the commute is part of your work and you don't get paid for it. So you live in that shithole known as New Jersey. So I don't know. I mean, it's a small state, but it might just take you that long to drive somewhere due to traffic. Maybe you work, in New York or something. What's south of Jersey? What is it, Maryland or Rhode Island or something? Hell, I don't know. So who knows, So it'd be a nice little spot waiting for you. You'd have to uproot yourself, and abandon your life, and family and friends and everything that you've known. But, it'd be a shame to waste, the fact that you make me horny. I don't care about you in any other way. I don't have any, foo-foo fluffy feelings for you at all. But, those could, develop. Um, you know, um, you're pretty enough in the face. Like I said, pictures are kind of weird. Sometimes they look all funky and shit. But yeah, you are just pure lust with me. And obviously those titties. Oh, shit. And titties, like if you get you a nice little, big titty girlfriend, she's got upper D's, lower C's, whatever. So they're like big. They're big fucking knockers. It's not like, oh, she got big tits. She looks good in a shirt. But I mean, you fucking got tits. But they're not like fucking, small watermelons. You know what I mean? They're more like, on the small side of like cantaloupes or something like that. You know what I mean? I mean, shit. And they're not fake, of course. You kind of won the lottery. You know what I mean? You know, that's just how that fucking game works. So, and you're I mean, your first, Bob's probably will not work out. She's probably married to Milo. They just keep it on the down low because they're following the instructions of her father and maybe her mother. You heard me talk about Bob's. You and her basically have the same tits. She's like, hi guys. That girl. And you both have stuff going for you. She's like the hi, and that could be kind of like a turn on, sexually, if I divaed her up. Oh, and she's taking some pictures. She gets that eyeshadow and stuff. She can look like a diva. Yes, she can. But so could you. And you've got that whole derp thing going on. Like you're this dumbass, worthless, fumbling through life fucking idiot. And then you got the, oh, by the way, she got big titties and, something happens. Somehow, this girl doesn't know how to live like a normal life without being a dumbass. But, you know what I mean? But I've hyped you up a lot, because why wouldn't I, But um, you know, I'm not gonna get into it. You know what I mean? But most people do shit wrong. So, and it's not that easy to send it through, into the stratosphere as far as that goes on both sides. If you're putting it down as Mr. Lover Lover, you loving, you fucking, or you assertive loving, where at times it's kind of like you're fucking, but not really. And then just the logistics of everything. If I could take a moment here, of how long, the guy lasts and how he's pleased sexually, how long the girl lasts and how she's pleased sexually, physically and mentally, because guys don't need really to be mentally. I mean, it helps. Like I said, the whole diva shit. But, just logistically, so it's a good experience, It could be a sexual favor, it's sort of like she doesn't, well, especially in my case, you know. But same thing with the dude, it's like, hey, just get up on the bed there, I'll take care of you. But, anyway, it's just stuff. Sure, it'd be a shame to, live the rest of your life kicking yourself saying, if only, if only. Am I overthinking things? Don't lie to chicks, we know shit. Well, you thinking at all is a good start, so even if it's overthinking and your mind is running around in circles, that's good. Just learn to control that thought process. Use the throttle. Your brain is at full throttle. Just learn to throttle down, and grab gears, and shit like that. And I will lie to you anytime, however I see fit. So, just accept that as fact. So, remember, you lie! Exclamation point times about 15. And if you think I don't, you don't. I got a list of things you lied about. And I remember that. I remember it to this day. How does that make you feel? Like not only that, like in your brain, but your soul. Because you're a chicken and shit. A chicken and shit. But, I remember thinking that, like, bullshit. How would you know what I lied about? You had to be there, because like I said, I live beside myself, The guy behind my eye was like, did you just read that? What the hell is she talking about? Hence the lie. How would she know? But, anyway. Oh, that was a long time ago. But anyway, and you went through this shit with your dead friend and stuff, and, he opted, to go that route instead of just not being your friend anymore. But anyway, like I said, if your cats ever get out of the house, you might want to really keep an eye on that, because they'll probably make a beeline right for the nearest road. But, and I'm sorry to hear that, because you're in a funk and whatnot. It would be so much better if you didn't have that looming over your life. It's hard for me to talk, sexually about you and objectify you, when you just lost one of your best buddies, and that'll never go away, and it's just like, oh, shit. And you're a nurse, and, I'm not into role play or anything, but we will have us one role play session. Scratch that itch. Big titty nurse. But it won't be all cheesy and shit, But anyway, yeah. If I really wanted to be a fucking weirdo, I could show up. It depends on what you do. Those doors don't lock, you know. There would be that'd be you know what I mean, and you'd get in trouble and that, you know. But you know, some people are crazy with that shit. Uh, you know, like sex in public and whatnot, because it's you could get caught, you know, and it's like nah, you know. But to each their own, you know. Some people have just a thing for feet, you know. They have a feet fetish, you know. And like I said, you chicks, you'd be so damn sexy and shit. Because you got every chick has a frame. Some of them fuck it up, and then you got different parts that are hanging off that frame or attached to that frame or whatever, and they come in different shapes and sizes. You know, this chick's titties are not the same as this chick's titties. Okay, they hang different. You know, these are like more firm for some reason. These ones are more saggy. They hang straight down instead of kind of out, and the nipples and areola and all that stuff. You know, and guys have less of that. Guys have a frame, yes, you know, shoulders and hip to waist ratio. Guys kind of have the male version of the hourglass. I don't right now, but I will. This is an important month for me. I got shit to do, so. What the hell? But basically, that's it. We just got our muscles, masculinity, you know, our masculine demeanor. Protector, provider, you know, the smell of leather and musk, our competency and shit like that. You know, the man. The male of the species, the male of the relationship. And then we also, you know, come here, boo. You know, we have a soft, cuddly side, you know, and we're gentle and rubby and kissy and all that shit. And it's the same with the girl. It's just she's the female of the species, the humans. It's just she's not like the masculine, you know, she's not bringing you in. She's laying herself on you. She's, do I dare say she's offering herself? As where the guy is like, come here, you know, I love you, boo. You know, you know what I'm saying, dog. But, I gotta blow my nose. I'll wait. Anyway, after that digress. Woo! Fucking Ben and Brian, man. A couple of fucking queers, I'll tell you. It's a good thing I'm not a homophobe, you stupid bitch motherfuckers. Oh, it's just one view. Well, there's two at the one now. Because I do watch. I don't know if it goes. It might. It might shut it down. It might only allow you to, you know, watch, you know, 30 videos or whatever. But anyway. Guess that's all I gotta say about that. God damn, there was a thing. I don't want to give it another dum. I added some funny shit videos to my funny shit folder. The baby deer in the beginning, the guy's in front of his car. It's at night. He's got his headlights on, and it's like, come here, baby deer. And he's got his arms out, and he's doing like this waddle. And the shadow in the background is what really got me. And then later it shows the little baby. It appears to be a baby boy with his pacifier and his standard issue onesie with the deer, you know. And it's like, oh, maybe it doesn't have the feet. See, Kosinabu, I know I just got done talking about for like 10 fucking minutes, fucko. You don't have tits. She does, okay? I'm in love with you, okay? Now, as we all know, I'm a player. So I'm wired different. I can, have sexual feelings for all these bitches and still have my number one boo. My boo. My fucking boo. My boo bear. With chicks, not so much. I mean, it can be, but because chicks are so, I'm not going to get into this, but, just the way they're wired, you know, they, that's why they're perceptive about shit like that, and they can tell, because they need to, find a protector, provider, whatever man to latch on to, be it back in the caveman days or be it in the concrete jungle corporate world days. I'm not in the corporate world, but not that I'm talking about myself. Just generally speaking. They just they need. I mean, and that's a general macro 20,000 foot view. I assure you, people find each other, but ideally, that's the ideal situation. A good woman wants to support a good man. Now, that doesn't mean she's this helpless little shit. He values her opinion and her thoughts and feelings, and it's harmonious. Men and women are built to complement each other, but still, woman, you are female of the human species. Know your role. I don't actually just consider you a plaything to make me feel good at the end of the day and hug on me and kiss on me and all that shit and sexually please me. I do actually value you as a person and as a team, going through life. Maybe you got kids and whatnot. You are an integral part of raising this functioning human, and all that shit. But you are female. I am man. Now, that doesn't mean you have to be the most macho goddamn, dude to ever walk the planet, but you do have to have masculine qualities. Right? You don't literally have to wear plaid shirts and be out there chopping wood and shit, but you have to be the fucking man. You have to possess those qualities, that instinct. Same thing with the woman. Don't fucking argue. Be argumentative and shit. Put your ego away. That doesn't mean be this little submissive thing. It's a balance just like anything else in life. If you disagree with what I say, generally speaking, speak up. Whatever, you know what I mean? But anyway, I see it every day. It's like that dude is a chump. He is a loser. And that girl ain't much better, but you still kind of got the dynamic going on there. You got two gutter rats, they fight each other. Anyway, I'm moving on. Good son of a bitch. 18 minutes already. There's Venezuelan gangs taking over Colorado, I guess. I'm going to have to... I never parked down in that area anyway, but these days, I don't park off in the back spots either. I always make sure it's well lit with lots of people. As where like 2 years ago, I might drive up to, Highway 285 in Blowhard, Homing somewhere and just park on like a wide spot of the road. I'm not going to do that no more. But I guess the Hells Angels, they've got a few chapters in Colorado and they're recruiting some from California are going to handle that. Now, they kind of get a bad rap, but they've always been, they kind of keep to themselves. It's all about respect. I mean, technically, they're the 1%er clubs, but they also raise money for Toys for Tots and shit. So, I don't know if they're going to have to get their hands dirty and whatnot. They've got probably the logistics better figured out than the gangs. You don't know these things. I mean, they've got kind of a military setup. They got structure. They got transportation. They're banded together, so they got money, they got resources. I don't know how they are these days versus, I don't know what these Venezuelan gangs are doing. I mean, it's a sanctuary city, I guess. Maybe that's why. What are you going to do for money as gangs? You know, if that's what your deal is, that's like what you're doing. You're a gang, or are you just claiming that, or are you actually gonna like do what gangs do? Because the topography wise, as far as roads in and out, airplane routes in and out, whatever you're planning on doing or running, a landlocked, you know, high elevation with the Rocky Mountains running right through the west side of it, you know, surrounded by Midwest states, seems like not a place that you would set up shop to do what gang bangers do. Or is that what you are? Just a bunch of gang bangers? Just a bunch of misfits? Because I think the Hells Angels, they're still American, right? They got pride and shit. They will fuck you up. So go get them, boys. The other day I saw a bunch of banditos coming from up north heading down south, so I wonder if that had anything to do with it. Did they get along? So that's who I would always see when I was on the road, is the Hells Angels, Banditos, and Mongols. Usually in groups 2 to 8. The Sons of Silence, you might want to consider getting those guys involved. I don't know their deal, though. Apparently they're homegrown, were built in Colorado in the 50s. Don't know much about the founder. Obviously he's probably like in his 80s or passed on by now. Well, whatever. But and they don't have the rockers, they just have a circle. I always see them in smaller numbers, usually 1 to maybe 4. I usually see them kind of down south. I did see one in Wyoming one time at like 4 o'clock in the morning. He stayed behind me like a long ways, and then when it split I-90 to I-25, he made the executive decision to pass me. I do not know why. Was it just on a whim? Was it an ego thing? Hey, you know this single headlight that's been behind you about, you know, half a mile for the last, you know, hour? I'm in a motorcycle gang. You know, was it that? I don't know. You know, the truck's empty. You know, like I said, that's not really what they do, you know, motorcycle clubs, whatever the 1%ers do. But I have seen this one guy. I've seen him at least twice, maybe 3 or 4 times riding solo down there in Colorado Springs. He's kind of a spurg. You know, he's always looking around and shit, and it's like, you know, he's not like popping wheelies and doing that shit, but like I said, especially these days, do you want to develop a reputation among the motoring public of being a fucking prick? They do ride right on the line, and when I see him coming up in my mirror, I kind of ever so slightly hug the right side of the lane, but not too much, because I don't want to get where all the debris gets pushed up, and I don't want to kick shit up. And I be sure and look in my mirror so they see me looking, like a good look, you know. Okay, look. Okay, back. That way they see that I saw them, they see that I hugged the right, and that's it. And just, because they always, that's just what they do, I guess, when they ride side by side tandem, you know, so they're away from each other. I guess they'd rather blast past that car or under the mirror of a truck than riding along. It's just what they do, all of them. So, but anyway, that spurred dude, yeah, I don't, like I said, I mean, everything sucks these days, but you don't want a spurg, okay? You don't want a guy who's going to get into bar fights and ego and stuff like that, you know. Like I said, they kind of do have this military-esque, you know, thing. So anyway, I'm up here out of time. Yeah, go get him, man. Go get him. You want to fucking, you know, come up here with all these pussy-ass, you know, politicians and leftist, liberal, blue state sanctuary? Welcome to fucking America. You see all these dudes with these two-wheeled vehicles that go blah, 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 with these goddamn jackets with these patches and shit? You fucking with America now. They might be 2024, you know, motorcycle clubs, but goddamn it, they're still American. We still got the biggest dicks. We're still the most loud and obnoxious on the goddamn block, and we know how to fuck shit up. Enjoy your stay, you pieces of shit.